with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Another game inside the Trent Arena in the 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational features a pair of really solid squads in the Huntington Prep Fighting Irish, who were coming off a loss last night to Prolific Prep on a 3 at the buzzer that has been all over social media. And the Garfield Heights Bulldogs under Sonny Johnson, 12-1 on the year. As you see the Huntington Prep squad in the picture. Mike Kern and Bryant Billing, and good matchup on tap, and trying to stay with all of the kids in this game that can shoot from distance, can throw down, is going to be a challenge, but we'll see what we can do.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing Garfield Heights here, Michael, in this one. One of the best teams out of Ohio, and they have Frankie Hughes and Marin Jackson there, or excuse me, Willie Jackson and Frankie Hughes, who are two of their big recruits. Very interested to see how they can match up with Huntington Prep.
Marion Jackson as well at 13.1 points per game. You see him there at number 5. It'll be Willie Jackson, Frankie Hughes in the starting lineup, as Huntington Prep will be the home squad. They will start Curtis Jones, Miles Bridges, headed to Michigan State University, Ivan Gandia, Anrath Bitin, and Micah Thomas. That's going to be a fun one in the first quarter. And
that's quite the tip-off there.
That's one we haven't had before. We've had a lot of crazy things, but I don't know that we have had a ball go into, thank you, Bateem now with the tip. And it'll be controlled right to left here in the first half for Garfield Heights, as they go with Willie Jackson and Frankie Hughes in the backcourt, but also Marion Jackson, Sean Christian, and rounding out the starting lineup in Dejan Bay. First shot won't go. Now here is Huntington Prep back on the offensive, working from left to right in the white jerseys with the, it's a frost white numeral, but it's a really light yellow in terms of the trim. A lot different than the bright colors that they had on the other day. Now he shot deep from 3 won't go. The rebound comes down to Willie Jackson. Willie 6'6", senior, headed to Missouri. He'll take the 3 straight away, and actually it's Marion Johnson. Marion Jackson rather with the triple, and a 5'11 junior. Good looking shot. A lot of people looking at him. Now back on the offense for the second time. Here comes Huntington Prep. The Irish get a triple of their own, as it'll be Micah Thomas. Averages 8 points and 8 rebounds a game out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Great shot with his hand in the face as he makes it.
Yeah, these kids tall, lanky enough that they really don't care about who is in front of them. Just that the basket is between them and picking up a steal. And here is one right on cue in the reverse layup. The nifty version for Ivan Gandia. His 2 puts Huntington Prep up 5-3. The point blank miss for Dejan Bay, but back there to clean it up is Dejan Bay.
Great offensive rebound and putback. That's what you have to do when you miss an easy one like he did at first.
5-5 in the first couple of minutes. Now Huntington Prep with the basketball. They play all around the country, and they've got some premier talent the last handful of years that you've heard of playing major college basketball, and one of them who is likely headed to do that and do big things at the University of Indiana is Curtis Cujo Jones. 22 points a game, one of 3 players playing in the Flyin to the Hoop Classic that is going to play in the Jordan Brand Classic in April. One of those who you will not see in, wow. Frankie Hughes says threes in bunches. Jonathan Isaac is another one of those, headed to Florida State. Likely won't play tonight. He was in a boot last night for IMG Academy. Now off the screen, Huntington with an 8-8 score. Ball with the turnover into the middle of the lanes. I'm staring right at these numbers and still have a hard time reading them. Step back 3, an air ball, almost an assist. And Prep will go back the other way. On the defensive end as Jackson motors up the court. Takes a long distance three-pointer and is no good. I love the high tights and the colored socks that he's got on as well. And got back on defense and had Ivan Gandia go right around him for his 4th point. Game 5 of 7 here today. A screen to Willie Jackson, who's grown from last year and had his shot rejected. 2-on-1 fast break, alley-oop, and sometimes you just don't jump high enough when you want to throw that down. That's usually my problem. That's usually not near as high as they jump. The jump on the floor are way better at that. Off-balance layup, and Huntington Prep kind of rushing shots right now.
They sure are.
I feel like they're trying to do something fancy.
Garfield Heights just did that on their last possession when they got the rebound off of that missed dunk, too. We'll see what they can do here and if they can try to get a better shot.
Jackson sets the screen for Frankie Hughes. Again, it's going to play college basketball in Louisville. Great pass. The no-look from Sean Christian to Dejan Bay. And it's a 10-10 game. A couple of quick scores for both, and then back and forth we have gone. Here's Curtis Jones. Cujo takes the jumper from the right elbow. Shot off the mark for Willie Jackson to corral the rebound. 6'6". Had a pretty good game here last year in this tournament, where he and Frankie Hughes combined to score a ton of points for Garfield. Now a feed into the post. The turnaround jumper off the back of the rim won't go for Willie Jackson. And a foul. That is the first foul of the game.
As you see there, he's gripping his nose. Looks like he's been hurt.
Looks like, yeah, he's going to be down for a couple of seconds here. Huntington will make a substitution. Both teams will as well. As a good amount of blood and a good job here by the trainers of getting right to Andrew Bettine. Andrew out of Puerto Rico, averaging 13 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He's 6'1" senior. He will head to the locker room as the fans look on and wait to see how long. Ooh, there's a big spot down there.
He's frustrated, as you see there, throwing that towel. Not happy with that turn of events.
They're going to take him outside. It's tied at 10. 5 minutes gone in the first quarter here in this game between Garfield Heights and Huntington Prep. Arkell Bruce leading Huntington Prep to just a handful of wins. It doesn't matter what state the tournament's in or what venue. There's not really one too big for them, and it gets them all ready for these big tournaments where they play in the NBA-sized arenas. Curtis Jones is the player that I'm really excited to see play. 22-6 points and assists last night against Prolific Prep. He averages 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals a game. You can see why. Possibly one of the last things Tom Crean does at Indiana is to recruit that young man.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Kareem is able to stick it out there.
That's the worst part. He recruited him, but the question is he going to be around to coach him?
That's true.
So a trade of jerseys, and now you see in the foreground on the bench for Huntington Prep, they're having to change one of the jerseys. Don't know if it's going to be the same number or if it's going to be a change at the scorer's table. Well, Miles Bridges is putting on a number 1, so maybe they've got a couple of different white number 1 jerseys. Bridges again headed to play for Tom Izzo, who not good news for his future college today as they went down to Wisconsin. Leaves the door open for Iowa, though, in the Big Ten. Be interesting to see how the Spartans rebound. I don't believe that they're going to lose too many games in a row, as they're a fantastically coached club, and you got to make sure you can throw it down. If you're Micah Thomas, you got to finish that one. Still tied at 10, 2:47 to go. Frankie Hughes tried to untie it, but just short on the 3 attempt. And here comes Huntington Prep back on the offense. Deep 3 for Miles Bridges. The kid's trying to prove that they can shoot from out there, but maybe if you can make a couple close ones, it'll work out. Frankie Hughes, that ball took a weird trajectory off the back of a heel and ends up a kid just trying to drink his soda in the front row.
Excellent catch.
There wasn't much he could do. You react to it. And if you don't catch it, you end up taking one to the face. Tied at 10. Here is the Irish offense. Into the corner. Shot long and away. Again, a ball chased out of bounds back to Garfield Heights. Nobody really connecting. We've had 2 threes from each squad so far, but those were early on. The last couple have not really come all that close.
This first quarter so far has been an example of what well-conditioned athletes can do. It's amazing how these two teams are getting up and down the floor, like a college team.
3-pointer off the quick step for Sean Christian. Won't go. Rebound, stick back, 3rd rebound. We'll put Willie Jackson at the line. Willie, the leading scorer for his squad this year. 269 points. He's got 67 made free throws in 9 games. And he hits the first. That is his first. And he'll get a second. He turned around and had to ask Coach Sonny Johnson exactly what defense that they were going to go into. After he makes the second, he does exactly that. And the 12-1 Bulldogs find themselves on top 12-1, as you see Coach Johnson calling out which way that he wants the offense to go. In his first 65 games at Garfield Heights, they were 61-4. Of course, added a state championship in that set of scores. Now away from the rim here is Miles Bridges. Skip pass across into the back corner. High, arcing 3 off the back of the rim. Wow, look at the wingspan of Bridges as he came out of nowhere, jumped in front of Frankie Hughes and came away with the rebound. Marion Jackson with his first foul. That is the 2nd foul on his team. Now one thrown towards the lane. You talk about conditioning. How about the power of Miles Bridges just to be able to get that one with the way he was fouled anywhere near the rim.
Absolutely was. His hands were a good few inches above the rim as he was able to go up and pick that ball up.
Bridges averaging 26 points and 11 rebounds. Gets his first here. And brings his team within a point. Sean Christian back in for the Bulldogs. As you see Marion Jackson head to the bench. Second free throw away for the left-hander Miles Bridges, and good as well. And the 6'8 senior ties the game with 1:13 to go in the first quarter. Frankie Hughes, the point guard, headed to play for the much maligned Rick Pitino at Louisville. forces or gets the turnover to go against him, but he takes it right back and a slam-a-jamma. Imagine how good that one's going to look at the Yum Center. Under the big lights when he throws those down during an afternoon game. Off the back, quick ball movement. 3 ball is off the mark for Bateen. And a clock stop with a foul at 35.7 as you get another look at Frankie Hughes. Just nothing special. Picked the ball out from behind, and man, can that kid get up. The fact that he jumped from so far out, too, he can get up and down in a hurry. A.J. Rose, the 6'2 senior, with his first couple of seconds here as we wind down the first quarter. 14-12 in favor of the visitors on the scoreboard, which is Huntington Prep. Now here is the steal and off again, running out ahead of the pack. Goes Miles Bridges, or gets it to Curtis Jones rather. And he actually ties the game at 14.
And that was as bad of a possession as you could want with Garfield Heights with the turnover leading to that Huntington Prep basket.
With dribbles from Jackson, who was out for about 12 seconds. He takes it, went left hand right, and the end of the first quarter is going to come with a tie ball game, 14-all after one here at Flyin to the Hoop, and you get another look at that last basket. Watch how quickly this shot gets out of the hands of Miles Bridges. Just into the basket, 1 quarter in the books here at Flyin to the Hoop on SUVtv. Start of the second quarter here as we get ready for another big quarter. Both teams kind of struggled at times from the field, and if you look down at the end of the Huntington Prep bench, you'll see that we have a returner. So just all it took was a little little work from the training staff to get Bateen back into the game, or at least on the bench. 3 ball from the wing, and don't know that you could get much deeper if you're Miles Bridges.
Extremely hard to guard against somebody that can shoot like that.
Miles with 5, and forget about shooting. Just throw it up and throw it down if you're Willie Jackson. Little Willie went bam, and you can see the support is still shaking on the backside. 17-16 now is the lead for Huntington Prep. They'll run the screen, kick it back down into the corner. Bridges facilitating the offense, but look who's there, Frankie Jackson again. As he continues to have big games in this building. Bounce pass off the shin of Sean Christian. Back inside, tried to play the odds there was Dejan Bay, who had 4 points in the first quarter. 3 different players went for the block. One of them went for the slam. Miles Bridges is going to win that a good portion of the time. 19-16 now. Jackson with a pass off of Frankie Hughes. Now here comes the 3-on-1 opportunity, and Huntington Prep trying to argue a foul, but they need to get back on defense where they're outnumbered 4-2. Seen that a couple of times throughout the course of these games.
They were able to get back without Garfield Heights doing any damage, and that's really a missed opportunity for them.
Jackson misses the jumper. Ball goes out of bounds off of Christian. As you get another look at that last replay. And you can see nobody's going to be denied here all the way to the basket. Can't get it, and there's the flush. I say always trail Curtis Jones. It's rare that he's going to miss, but if he does, you've got Miles Bridges back there. That's a pretty good 1-2. Again, headed to Indiana and Michigan State, respectively. Now leading by 3 at 19-16. Up through the finger roll attempt. Ball back onto the ground and into the hands of Curtis Jones. Cujo stripped. The old saying is try and keep a hold of that with Marion Johnson. So Beatum goes to, or Bettine goes to number 2 now instead of number 11. Apparently they didn't have a spare one of those left. And he just stared down the defense. As they give the bucket for Curtis Jones, his 7th point. Both he and Miles Bridges, each with that amount. Ball tipped back up and emphatically sent out by A.J. Rose, but to the wrong team it ends up. Behind the back dribble and the spin move. It's a shame that that didn't go in because that would have made one heck of a highlight. 3-ball from the corner, that one goes in. 24-16 now as Cujo continues to terrorize the Bulldogs defense.
After that first missed shot, he was able to get back in position on that corner and was set up for a wide open.
See Arkell Bruce, his coach on the other side. He's looking sharp with the bright blue polo. I just kind of wish the numbers were that color. Long 3 and into the front row goes Julian Whiteside, the 5'11 sophomore. And then Sean Christian gets called for the foul on Garfield Heights. You see him walk to the bench. Frankie Hughes replaces him in the lineup. 4:45 to go in the first half. A 24-16 lead. It was 14-14 after the first quarter, but Huntington Prep has hit a couple of shots from long distance. And a couple of fantastic putbacks as well. Now weaving through traffic from one side to the other, taking it the entire way, was Willie Jackson. He missed. Frankie Hughes missed the slam, and Willie Jackson stays with it and is rewarded with 2 points, his 6th. Ball offline, and I feel like Curtis Jones just wants to take this game over. One shot at a time. Rebound comes down the other way. Christian lets the defense go by, both of them. Shoots it off the glass, Scottie Pippen style. Almost from the exact same spot that Scottie made famous on that shot.
Not a flashy shot at all, but the points still count, whether it's nothing but net or off the glass.
3 in the air, short off the front of the rim for Jones. Again, hasn't met a shot he didn't like in this game. Now they cross over. Fantastic work so far from Marion Johnson. Sean Christian, now he's taken over. 5 straight points for him, brings the lead down to just 1. As we get a look at his first shot, there goes the first defender. Wait, nope. All right, just an extra second, and bank. 24-23, Huntington Prep here in the second quarter on SUVtv.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy-efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
I see Huntington Prep coming back on the floor. They lead at 24-23. They just announced the NFL games during the break, and Pittsburgh's leading Denver 7-6, and it got kind of a mixed reaction. Kind of a weird smattering of apparently Bronco fans. Who knew Kettering was such a Bronco nation? 3:25 to go in the first half. Now Curtis Jones trying to set up the offense where he wants it, and it is out high where he's taken about 5 shots to see. I'll be interested to see the stats at the half. High arcing runner. Won't go when knocked out of bounds. It'll stay. with Huntington Prep. As that is Von Gandia out of Puerto Rico. 13 points a game for the senior. He gets it inside. Ooh, good move there. Sean Christian's having himself a heck of a last couple of minutes. But unfortunately for him, he did not come close to getting Curtis Jones. Jones got the throw to Micah Thomas, and he got it in a hurry. Frankie Hughes for three.
And that's how you respond to a big dunk.
This is kind of you've got a big gun, I've got a bigger gun sort of theory right now. You can shoot all the ones from inside you want. I'll tie the game up with a three. Speaking of deep threes.
There you go.
Ooh. Miles Bridges, I'll tell you what, I don't know what Sonny Johnson said to him, but he turned right around and stared at the opposing coach as he went by. And Sonny right now is kind of beside himself, asking, why are you anywhere near me?
What a
Off-balance
shot.
three from Frankie Hughes. Frankie says, relax, it's good. It's just a three-point shooting bonanza right now. Huntington Prep, ill-advised shot. They can try and take the lead here if they get it back down there. Hughes gives it up. Sean Christian off the mark. Rebound comes down to Curtis Jones, now up ahead. He's weaving through traffic. That has to be an offensive foul. He just patted the official on the shoulder as he went by. What did he say? He said technical foul. I heard it. Bridges, though, with his first personal foul. And he, I'll tell you what, there might not be hits that hard during either of the playoff games that are on. He just absolutely put the shoulder down, and I think he was thinking about thundering one home. Now, Willie Jackson, 6 points in the quarter. That one lead back to 2 at 31-29. A minute 15 to go. This place is packed right now. The most people I've seen all day long.
And that shot from Jackson, another perfect example of how to use the glass effectively.
Yeah, like I said, he must live at Scottie Pippen's house. Or at least go by every once in a while. Three ball straight away, again won't go. And who comes down with the rebound? Willie Jackson has it pilfered away from him by Miles Bridges. I don't know if he wasn't trying to throw himself an alley-oop off the glass. But there is a lot of conversation here between these guys. Willie Jackson picks up the foul as Micah Thomas gives him one free throw. Again, Micah, the big body at 6'8" out of Memphis, Tennessee. Puts up the free throw and in. Micah now with a big half. He's got 5 all in this quarter. Ball goes through here to the alley-oop. Oh. Frankie Hughes threw it. Willie Jackson rocked it. 33-32. Huntington Prep trailing by 1 with the floater. Now back out top, and with 34 seconds, these are not the two teams, we talked about this in the last couple of games, the Springfield game especially, where you slow down and trying to get one shot. I think in 30 seconds, these teams could get about 6 shots up. Frankie Hughes' first foul. Sonny Johnson not happy at all. As I believe that at some point the officials are going to have to take control of this game, because these kids have been at each other the entire game, and even at the coaching staff. Miles Bridges, my goodness. 34-33, he's got a dozen. He and Cujo have combined for 22 of the 34 for Huntington Prep. Again, in a shootout last night that they lost to Prolific Prep, and the last possible second you can lose, end of the first half, is gone. 34-33, Huntington Prep in the lead as you get a look at a couple of big replays in this game. That ball just thrown long. You know, you don't know how this is going to work out, but it works out 3-on-1. There's the alley, and there's the slam on the oop for Willie Jackson. And another another one of these where you just get out ahead of the defense, and they have not fared very well trying to stop the other in transition.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun, food, and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
34-33 Huntington Prep after 2 quarters. It has been a shootout so far. 19 and 20-point quarters for Garfield Heights and Huntington Prep respectively. Mike Kern and Brian Billing, as we get ready, we anticipate that we are in store for something pretty special in this second half. It'll be Garfield who will start with the basketball, going left to right. Dejan Bay will inbound. A big first half from Willie Jackson and Frankie Hughes. Frankie with a trio of 3-pointers. Now we'll start the offense with Willie Jackson, again headed to Missouri to play for the Tigers. So he'll get around in terms of not that far away, playing in the SEC. And he has a turnover. It goes right back, though, to the little runner. I don't think Frankie Hughes anticipated that he wasn't going to draw contact from Miles Bridges. Put that one up a little bit soft. Huntington Prep now with the basketball for the first time in the second half. As they go around the top between the circle, and quickly a foul on the floor will prevent Miles Bridges from doing so. See him there with the headband.
Dejan Bay did a good job there of staying toe-to-toe with them, but not quite good enough to avoid getting the foul.
Missed the free throw, did Miles. 6'7", 225 out of Flint, Michigan. Headed to play in East Lansing for Coach Tom Izzo. And again, probably statistically the one hitching his giddy up is his free throw shooting. A foul on this end. And we talked about this at the half, that it's going to be interesting to see how the second half is officiated, because it got a little bit loose and a little chippy to end the first half. Or letting them play, yes, but at some point there's some things I think you have to have control of.
We're 50 seconds into this half, and we've already seen 2 fouls.
Marion Jackson with the first free throw. Now he'll bend and throw for the second and rolls it in. Back on the lead the other way, and a huge slam. You see coming into your picture, Curtis Cujo Jones for 2. Curtis out of Richmond, Virginia. A 6'5", 175-pound senior. Headed to play his college ball at Indiana. A couple of years in Bloomington will do him some good. Now on the rebound, he'll do anybody good. Terrific food there. Missed a pair of shots, first from Hughes and Sean Christian. Christian came on and hit 2 consecutive shots in the second quarter.
Hughes had great vision and threw that pass over to Christian in the corner, but Christian was unable to capitalize on that 3-point opportunity.
At times, I think that Bridges and Jones playing almost exclusively with one another. But they try and spread the wealth. This time, it'll be a 3 from straight on that'll miss off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down, and a foul on the floor. Much to the dismay of Huntington Prep coach Arkell Bruce. Frankie Hughes, though, picks up his second foul. See if that becomes a theme later on, as Marion Jackson's about to pick up his second as well. So, all right, you're trying to slow things down a little bit now if you're the officials. You've got 3 quick fouls and an inbounds pass that goes for Curtis Jones. He's got all 4 of his team's points in this quarter and 14 overall. Shovel pass back in and out. Not like the shovel pass that the Cardinals won last night with Larry Johnson. A jumper from Willie Jackson. 8 points in the second, his first here in the third. Here's Curtis Jones on the crossover and the pull-up. Shouldn't really surprise you. Beautiful looking move, as he'll take that with him to Indiana. And again, if Tom Crean is still there, he'll be happy to see that arrive in Bloomington. Trying to run the screen. Huntington Prep doing a good job of staying with the Garfield screeners. Down into the quarter, Frankie Hughes lost the handle on the basketball. And back come the Fighting Irish. Now to the basket. Maybe one move too many. Alley-oop. Ooh, tipped on the way up. Great defense by Miles Bridges just to get in the way and keep that from being a slam. As you get another look here at that crossover, and this just a beautiful jumper. You get the defense leading the entire wrong way. And just a little touch. You see the net swish back up for Jones. Four minutes and a change remaining here in the third quarter. Long outlet from Jones down to Bridges, and he is ridden to a foul, and I heard you guys stop as he's fouled by Dejan Bay. Again, 5 quick fouls in this half. It's a 5-to-1 ratio against Garfield Heights. And you cannot stop Micah Thomas. You can just hope to get in his way and slow him down. 42-37, largest lead in a while for either team. Oh, that ball. You ever seen a ball just hang on the rim like that for 2 seconds?
I don't think I have, no.
The miss from Willie Jackson back the other way, split the defense, and go in to your 6th point, Ivan Gandia. We're going to get a foul. We're going to get Ivan for that foul. He's, again, they're not afraid, neither team is afraid to mix it up here. Garfield, you see, having to go the entire length of the floor. Willie Jackson with a big game here so far, as he would love to continue it and give Huntington Prep back-to-back losses in this building on back-to-back nights. Kind of the impressive thing that of that series, as good as Huntington Prep has been, that Prolific Prep has beaten them 3 times this year and not lost yet. I'm sure that they will meet again. But right now, it's Sean Christian who meets another opportunity to put 3 points on the scoreboard. Ivan Gagne quickly goes back-to-back on the fouls, and it picks up number 3.
Bulldogs needed that basket desperately to stop that run, see if they can get the 3-point play.
And you see there, Christian slides across the floor after he makes it, and then he hits the free throw as well. Garfield cuts the lead now to just 4 at 44-40. 3 short, went for the putback just enough as Frankie Hughes is there to get the rebound. Drop pass behind his head. It was kind of a last resort thing as he got it to A.J. Rose. A.J. was surprised, and here's a 3. Frankie continues to impress here in 2 years at Flyin to the Hoop. And you can see in the background, the coaching staff stopped him immediately, gave him a little bit of a heads up as you check out the replay. Long pass leads to the dunk out ahead of the defense. Miles Bridges with another one of those slams. So 44-40 here in the third quarter. The look on Sonny Johnson's face. And I guarantee the point of that was his defense. He looked at Frankie Hughes and said, "You're not even going to try and defend that guy? You're probably going to be on the bench if you continue to do things like that." And then he realized Frankie Hughes is pretty good with the basketball in his hands.
As we talk about for Garfield Heights, too, they're going to have to watch these fouls going forward. Like you mentioned earlier, Mike, they've got 5. That's always something you have to be concerned about on defense.
We've got Dejan Bay with a pair. You've got 3 different players with a pair, Frankie Hughes and Marion Jackson. Jackson has added 5 points. He hit that 3 in the first quarter, but the 2 big players so far have been Willie Jackson and Frankie Hughes. And Willie has one blocked into, it must have been off the fingertips. Didn't see who got to it, but has been a big part of it. But Frankie Hughes with those 2 fouls is probably the biggest thing. Christian now with the head fake. Frankie straightaway shot won't go. Rebound right in the middle and taking on the entire defense. Tried to stuff it back in was Willie Jackson. He was out of bounds again, but again it will stay with the Garfield Heights Bulldogs. On the inbound, a little head fake. Willie Jackson, right hand, floater. Earlier he hit it with no backboard, but hey, if you got to use the rim to get it to go in, so be it. 44-42 now. Lead ebbs and flows back and forth. It's Curtis Jones with the basketball. Want to go into the post to Miles Bridges. Bridges, the biggest of the players down there. Wow, brilliant pass into the corner. I tell you what, you give the assist for a lot of that, but Micah Thomas still has to knock down the three, and that's a quick redirect. Back to a 5-point lead. Sloppy possession there for both squads. Frankie Hughes saves it in front of the officials on the other side. Willie Jackson. He's just fun to watch. Some things you can't even quantify what he does for this team, but that one, look, Frankie Hughes out on the break. They haven't seen him yet. He could have had he could have walked to the basket. Frankie in the corner. He'll take the three off balance, and a behind the back pass is going to lead to a 2-on-1. Nice passing again, and a reverse layup for Micah Thomas, who's got a quick 7 points in this quarter and 12 overall.
I think that's about as good as I've seen two players go against one defender going back down on a fast break.
Three ball for Sean Christian is true. Sean has got a pair of threes, a 6-foot junior with 11. Lead back down to 2.
And that was a key basket if there ever was one.
Micah Thomas made the official or the announcer lose his voice. I've never heard a guy go that high on the PA before. Down to a minute 7 and a foul. And Marion Jackson just say he got lit up by Sonny Johnson on the way by is an understatement. We are all the way across the building from where Sonny Johnson is, and I could hear every word he was saying. Just trying to motivate his troops that at times have been a little lackadaisical on defense. Now Frankie all the way on the spin move. Wow, he turned the wrong way, I thought, at first, but Frankie Hughes gets his first points of the quarter and almost comes away with another steal. 13 in the game, lead down to 3 as we go under a minute.
Good ability there after he makes that basket to get back, and he gets a hand on that ball. Couldn't come down with it for the steal, but it still slows down Huntington Prep getting back on their offense.
Marion Jackson out, Dejan Bay in. So here comes the 6'5 senior. He's got to be careful. He's got a pair of fouls, as his team with 5 of those overall. And a palm. I don't see that call very often. Curtis Jones with the turnover. Again, even the more amusing part is that the roster lists him as 00. He's just wearing 10 here in these white jerseys. Marion Jackson back in as he just took a seat. So trying to get some more height on defense right now is Coach Sonny Johnson for his Bulldogs. 45 seconds to go. And the third ball stolen away. It's going to be a highlight, but not the way I think that Garfield Heights fans thought. And Sean Christian is going to high step back the other way as he does not believe he just got called for a foul. You ever met a kid that believed that he got called for a foul?
No.
No, I've
Can't
never
say I
seen
ever
one either.
have.
Okay. Thought it was just me. Micah Thomas at the line. His second opportunity. Up on the toes and good. 2 for 2 today. 37 seconds away from the third quarter coming to an end. Advanced Preps Bulldogs and IMG Academy coming up after this one. Micah Thomas rolls in the free throw. Everything going his way. He's done a majority of his damage here in the quarter, but he's got 17 overall. He's the game's high scorer. 54-49. Lead has been to as low as 2 in this quarter, but as high as 7. Sean Christian for 3. Lines it up and knocks it down.
That's the second time in this quarter he's come up with a big three-pointer when Huntington Prep has stretched out its lead.
12 seconds to go. You need to stop here if you're Garfield. Throw it off the out of bounds. I don't know. That's a good call. You could probably toss that one up and get it 5 times each way. A.J. Rose in with a final 6.8 seconds hanging over the scoreboard. 54-52, and you get the feeling Huntington Prep doesn't like this close game because of how last night turned out, and they would really like to hang a payback victory and use Garfield Heights as that sacrificial lamb. Foul with 3.1 seconds will put Miles Bridges at the line. Again, especially after today with a loss to Wisconsin, Spartan fans thinking about how much extra they would love to have him right now in that white and green uniform with those extra points that he puts up. Willie Jackson and Marion Jackson in for the Bulldogs. One more opportunity for Miles Bridges from the line to put the lead back to 4. Just 3 seconds to go in the third. And he missed it. Ball comes down. And a end of quarter. So that will do it for the third. Good one coming up here as we look at the replay on the three-pointer. Down into the corner. Watch Sean Christian just sneak behind the defense. By the time they realize it's too late, the junior knocks down the shot, and his team down just 3 heading into the fourth here on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
Eight minutes on the scoreboard here at the Trent Arena in game number 5 of 7 today. And a good one on tap. We've had it so far. It was 14 all after 1. Huntington Prep has had the lead predominantly since then. 34-33 at the break and 55-52 here in the final quarter. And a very unpopular foul against Dejan Bay. That will be his third. The contention that he hooked Miles Bridges on the way by and impeded him from getting to the basket.
And now it's dangerous territory for Garfield Heights.
Right, because everybody's picking up 3 fouls. The 1-and-1 is missed by Bridges. I think he thought it was 2 shots. It's just the 8th foul, so we're not at the double bonus penalty yet. Other side, Irish have just 4 fouls. And the miss by Marion Jackson. The ball goes back and forth. Sonny Johnson calling out the defense. And a foul. Should be the first on Willie Jackson. So what we were just talking about, actually, they have him for 2. I'll put Curtis Jones at the line. First time actually that Curtis has been there. Free throw up, free throw good. We've got another opportunity here to give his team a 5-point lead. If he can pick up his 18th point, it would also make him the game's leading scorer. There's 6 players on the floor right now in double digits for these 2 squads. Jones is at 17. He's 1 below his average. Actually, he's at 18. He's at his average. Ball on the floor, and how about the hustle by Huntington Prep on the defensive end? Even though you don't come up with the basketball. There you see that young man, and Luka Petrovic from Serbia. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals a game for the 6'5" senior. Actually from town in Serbia that I cannot pronounce. I'll just say that. Willie Jackson with the ball inside. His shot high off the glass. Nope, chased his rebound. And a miss again. That one emphatically was Micah Thomas with a rebound. So now dangerous territory where we cannot afford empty possessions, especially against an offense the caliber of Huntington Prep if you're Garfield Heights. Frankie Jackson got blown by, now down into the corner. Brilliant spacing and ball movement. And a shot blocked high by Willie Jackson. He's able to save it to Frankie Hughes. Frankie now fouled going into the front court by Luka Petrovic. There you see Luka walking back. It's his second foul. And Petrovic now with 5 team fouls on his squad. 9 the other way. Possession arrow does favor Garfield Heights. And there's 6.5 minutes to go. Could have gotten Petrovic with another foul as he's way out on the perimeter. Shot inside, and Bridges chases down the rebound off the miss from Ariane Jackson. Now he will thunder into the front court, shoot the floater from the free throw line. Again, he's done it on both elbows now. The step back inside the 3 on the left elbow in the third. Now that one here in the fourth. And he's given his team a 7-point advantage.
We've seen Garfield Heights numerous times in the second half come up with big shots after Huntington has stretched out the lead. We'll see if they can do it here.
And they will. A.J. Rose with his first points. It's a floater. It's 59-54. There you see Garfield Heights on the other side. Back here to the Trent Arena in just a moment on SUVtv.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
If you paid your money to get in the door to the Trenton Arena for this game, or you're watching online, wherever you may be, you have decided on a good way to spend about an hour and a half. 59-54 in favor of Huntington Prep out of Huntington, West Virginia. 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go as they lead Garfield Heights by 5. But we've seen just how quickly that you can get 5 points in this game either way. So you can jump to 10 or you can jump to even, depending on which team you're rooting for. Also helps if you get the ball out of Miles Bridges' hands. Deep three-pointer. Super NBA range. I think that's one that you throw up and then you go sit down afterwards if it goes in, because you're not going to do much better. Prep dodges a bullet, gets the rebound, and Petrovic with the steal up ahead, and the kind of the deke on the dunk and the finger roll. Never heard what exactly just happened there, but delay of game. Petrovic with the delay of game warning. Didn't even notice Miles Bridges, and he had walked back to the other end, but Curtis Jones stayed right up there with him. And Cujo, he's got some, I love his shoes, because it seems like from here that they change colors. They've got a green and a purple going. Didn't help him on defense, though. Willie Jackson pours in his first 2 points. However, it is just the 4th point of the quarter for Garfield Heights.
Jackson, again, a Missouri recruit, now has 18 in this game.
Short of the free throw, so it will stay at that total. Average is close to 20 a game. Again, had a big game here last year for Garfield Heights as well. Turnaround three would have been big, and Petrovich gets called for the over-the-back foul. Tell you what, Marion Jackson did a heck of a job. The art of the box out is really kind of a lost thing. The mid-range jumper and the box out, there you see the shoes, and I swear they do in the light from where we're sitting at. It really looks like they kind of go back and forth between a darker color and the green. Those are nice. I would not be able to rock those. Free throw good for Marion Jackson. He's hit all three of his attempts here today. Cuts the lead to 61-57. We are almost exactly halfway through the fourth quarter, but cannot get consecutive shots to go, and that seems to be the story of the half, whether it's threes, free throws, or jumpers for Garfield Heights. That would help them out immensely, but it would also help if they were able to stop Micah Thomas. The Memphis, Tennessee native with the throwdown for his 19th point. Here's Frankie now with a triple try, way long, and Micah comes down with a rebound, and I don't know, he's not going to get a warning because afterwards he was fouled by Marion Jackson, but he sort of threw the extra elbow, and you get a look at the dunk on the other side. There, beautiful look, and look how far out he jumped from, and he threw it down with two hands anyways. Micah Thomas at the free throw line. He is 3 of 3 today. Shot that one hard, and to be honest, when that left his hand, did you think that was going in?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
Able to line drive one right up and in there.
Now the Garfield Heights has 10 fouls. Huntington Prep is going to have a real opportunity here to put this game away if they keep going to the free throw line.
They have only missed one free throw out of 7 attempts in the second half. They lead by 8. Here's Marion Jackson. Marion, did he get a timeout before he walked? Yes, he did. A 30-second timeout. 4 minutes exactly remaining in the fourth quarter. 65-57. As Coach Sonny Johnson telling his team, including Marion and Willie Jackson, hey, keep your composure. We're still in this game at 8 points. You've got exactly 4 minutes to go. We've made a lot of stupid mistakes, but again, as well as we've shot, we're able to get back in this. So I would imagine it's something close to the spiel. Oh yeah, and stop them from throwing lobs.
You're absolutely right. They picked a great time for that timeout too, because this possession is very important if Garfield Heights wants to get back into this game. They can't score here, and Huntington Prep goes down. They can stretch it to a double-digit lead.
And is that Petrovic that's going to get called for this foul? If it is,
he's heading towards the bench.
Can say adios to this game. And it is, and he will. So Luca will foul out with no points to his credit. And here's a smart move. If you're Huntington Prep, you take the opportunity to get your guys over and you explain to them some things, because you get 60 seconds. If you're Arkell Bruce to make that substitution, you might as well, use it almost as another timeout. Free throw up, free throw good. Marion Jackson, 2 of 3 in the quarter, 4 of 5 overall. 3:59 to go, 65-58 now, as he picks up his 7th and 8th points. He's the only one that has made a free throw in the second half. Now it's Curtis Jones. You can tell the tempo has changed for Huntington Prep. They lost 64-63 here last night, trying to make sure that doesn't happen today as they lead by 6. About 3 minutes to go in the first half. Spin move or in the third quarter. They got the lead and haven't relented since. Up and under on the reverse layup goes Frankie Hughes for his 15th point, and we've got a 4-point ball game. Huntington Prep with a couple of timeouts left that they'll have to probably use at some point. And Bridges just trying to hold on to the ball as he backs it out against Frankie Hughes. Possibility that those two might play each other in college at some point too.
Yes, it
if
is.
you consider Louisville and Michigan State, if they're matched up in the Big Ten ACC shootout, which recently has not been all that kind to the ACC. Free throw away. Free throw rolls in for Miles Bridges. His 16th point. Southpaw again on the delivery. That one good as well. So important right now. How big are these free throws? Well, they're 6 points. And if you look at the second half, just in this quarter, there are exactly 6 free throws made for Huntington Prep. Neat how that works out. 6-point game, under 3 minutes to go. And Jackson got back on defense, but Bridges got back there too. Yvonne Gandia with his first of the fourth quarter, his 8th overall. Had a big first quarter where he had a pair of buckets, but then was sent down as he picked up 2 fouls as he was trying to guard Frankie Hughes. A lot of people have picked up fouls trying to do that. Sean Christian for 3.
Again. He has stepped up time and time again in this game and hit big threes, and he does it once more right there.
17 points in the game for Sean Christian. If he gets on the wing, you might as well just give him the ball and cash the points. Because he does. And he knocks it down. Beautiful shot. That kid has one heck of a jumper.
And with only late pressure applied by Huntington Prep, you think they would have learned by now in this game that you got to get back and get somebody on him.
69-64 is the score on the board right now. Was the number 4 team in the national rankings at 1 point. Here's the steal, and quickly Christian fires one up front. And there's the nifty reverse layup by Frankie Hughes. Got to keep doing that, turning any mistake that Huntington Prep makes against them and get it directly to points. But you're almost reaching the point in the game, too, where you've got to do it, and you've got to do it in one tremendous hurry.
Even if Garfield Heights loses this game, their fans have to be very pleased with the way that Jackson and Hughes have played against some big-time players today.
Big reason why they are the number 3 team in Division I in the Associated Press poll. The 2 teams in front of them either have played or will play in the Flyin to the Hoop for this year. Last night, Wayne gets the win over IMG Academy. Tomorrow night, Lima Senior comes to town with Michigan recruit and signee Xavier Simpson. They'll take on Thurgood Marshall to wrap up this entire event. Thurgood Marshall, who we talked about in the last game, they are trying to avenge a loss this weekend to St. Vincent St. Mary. It's amazing how many great teams you get in a row from all across the country, and then that also play each other in the state of Ohio. As you see, there's Kenny the Jet Smith, a big part of my favorite team, the North Carolina Tar Heels. As I love watching Inside the NBA when he's taunting Charles Barkley. Points for Miles Bridges from the line. He hits a pair, and it's back to 7 at 2:09. As he's got KJ Smith, his son, plays for IMG Academy, a 6'2" guard. Willie Jackson, 20 points in the game. He's the leading scorer for his team, but he's only number 3 overall. Bridges might have got away with a travel. Back inside is going to go to the line for Curtis Jones. There you see the call on Frankie Hughes. That'll be number 4 for Frankie. So he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to, if you're Garfield Heights, you don't want to lose his firepower with 1:44 to go. But you also have got to keep Curtis Jones and Miles Bridges off the free throw line. They're 7 for 7 in this quarter. Add in Micah Thomas's pair, and they're now a perfect 10 for 10 in this fourth quarter. 73-66. Jones 6 points above his average, but didn't get back and defend Frankie Hughes, and Frankie with his 17th point. Now down to a minute 25 and down by 5 are the Bulldogs. Spin move. Ooh! Off the glass rejection for Willie Jackson. But again, balls played perfectly right now as they stay with Huntington Prep. Set of moves down into the quarter. 3 ball on the way. Money.
That very well could ice this win for Huntington Prep.
Beat him with his first basket of the entire game. Remember, he switched numbers. He started off the game wearing number 11, but he's now number 2 because he had to go to the locker room for about 5 minutes with a bloody nose. Here's the fast break, 2-on-1, alley-oop, and a foul on the way by for Marion Jackson. Trying to point out to Coach Sonny Johnson as you get a look at that spin move. Now the kick out. Beat him with the 3. Splash. That's his only 3 points. But again, he missed a good portion of the first half with a bloody nose. And it wasn't just your run-of-the-mill bloody nose. It was a good one. They got so much that they had to spend 5 minutes cleaning the floor and taking him to the locker room. Micah Thomas, perfect from the line in this game. He's 8 for 8. And it's ballooned to a 10-point lead. And I feel like this is what I said coming back to the start of this quarter. You get 5 one way or the other, and it's either you come to even or you come to a 10-point deficit. Credit Huntington Prep for being able to slow down this Bulldogs attack.
And then on the other end on offense, they've hit a couple of key shots too, and like we've talked about numerous times here in this fourth quarter, they have been money for their free throws.
Fast Willie Jackson now with the free throw. He missed the first. He'll get an opportunity for one more. And you can talk about all these games throughout the entire tournament on social media using the hashtag FTTH. There's also FTTH 2016. Either one works. AJ Rose has no choice but to commit the foul. Cannot let the defense go away from him.
Just go with FTTH. That'll save you 4 characters, right?
Depends on how long your username is. You can tweet us where you're watching from at SUVtv. Of course, Brian says at Top Billing Sports. There's an S on the end, right?
No, there is not.
All right, whatever. Either way. I don't know. Yeah, you tweet the other one, you won't get it. That's what it is. The free throw good for Miles Bridges. And the second one as well. What a quarter that kid's had from the line. 80-60. He's got 19 points in the game. A majority of his points lately have come from that spot. And Huntington Prep just trying to run off the final 20 seconds. But you know who's not? Oh! There's your top 10 play right there. Miles Bridges flies to the hoop and destroys it on the way out. 82-68. Put that as your the one. Put that as your SC top 10. Put that as everything. He just destroyed the rim.
I think the phrase putting an exclamation point on a win gets used too much, but if there ever was one, that was it.
Well, the best part is this is the NBA All-Star Game defense because the ball comes back to him. Look, there's nobody else in front of him. He turns, palms the ball, defense just gets out of the way. That's the smartest thing you've ever done if you're Willie Jackson. Just let it go. Huntington Prep gets the win. They go 1-1 here on the weekend. Huge game from Curtis Jones, Miles Bridges, and Micah Thomas. And that'll do it for game number 5. Garfield now 12-2 on the year. The Bulldogs will look to regroup, but terrific backcourt for Willie Jackson and Frankie Hughes. Coming up next, we're back in about 20 minutes with the API Bulldogs and IMG Academy on SUVtv.